Hi, I'm Zuri Marjani Patah, and this is my Examining Academic Visualizations and Representations project for MAE 691 Special Topics with Dr. Thomas Reynolds. The purpose of this hierarchical content outline, knowledge organization graphic, and concept maps of superordinate and subordinate content constructs, which include directional relationships between the content, is to visualize the idea of motivating learning and engagement through student choice opportunities. Um, by doing this, by offering multiple visual representations, it's easier to accommodate for individual learning preferences and styles of students. Educators also know that intrinsic motivation is key. When you want to engage the student's interest, they learn more. And so by doing that, you actually empower them and give them a level of control of their learning when you offer choice opportunities. This is also in line with culturally relevant teaching pedagogy, which is something that I've continued to study through my course of study at National University. Last but not least, uh, we have multiple tasks and learning outcomes for one overarching assignment, especially in the complex area. So we get to have students demonstrate mastery of both skill-based learning and content-driven learning outcomes. All right, so this is my basic hierarchical content outline, and I'm gonna turn myself down a little bit for this one so that you can see everything. And so this is my hierarchical content outline for student choice assessments. Notice on the left side that I have my basic choice activities, which show student knowledge, comprehension, and or application. And I gave a series of choices for students to undertake that show that basic knowledge, content, and application in showing their mastery of the standards. They could do illustrated notes or choose to create their own test or quiz, or they could even take a traditional teacher assigned assessment. On the left-hand side over here, you'll see this is the way that the steps that they would go through their process. They don't have much choice there. They would work alone for these basic tasks. On the right side, in empowering students by use of choice opportunities, we have the more complex opportunities where activities show analysis, evaluation, and or higher order thinkers, and or a synthesis, all of which are higher order thinking skills when we look at Bloom's taxonomy. And for this side, students could choose to do a civilization or city-state coin design proposal, or they would do a scripted news team report and presentation. They, of course, would be the ones composing this report. And last but not least, but they could choose to compose a rap song or poem and performance. And for all of the activities on the complex side, they have more choice in the process. So they could PM the process with, they could process with a classmate, or PG, process with a group. In the middle of our advanced organizer, you'll find that students could create their own crossword puzzle. That would be a basic activity. And if they chose to do a crossword puzzle and summary and include in that the incorporating the prompts of depth and complexity, then that would make it a complex activity, which is why you'll find this particular task right in the middle. It could go on either side, depending on what the student chooses to do with that activity. All right, and these are the steps. Since there are more steps to take, it offers opportunities for students to show more mastery on the complex side of their critical thinking skills. All right, and so now what I'm going to do is look to our next slide, which is here. This is our concept map. It's a mind map, and it's basically For students who need more detail in their actual graphic organizer, and this is an advanced organizer, where students would demonstrate their mastery of the ancient India unit learning standards by choosing one of the projects. And I'm going to open this back up. It's basically the same offerings, it's the same choices, but with more details. We have different visuals for the different learners. Many learners, they like the concept, but they want to know more. So tell me more. And so that's what we have here with this advanced organizer. Students that want a basic task could choose one here. And these, of course, are working their process alone. And the students who would like to work with a group or with a classmate would choose the complex opportunities or the complex activities on this side. And of course, pushing that idea of student empowerment. Last but not least, we're going to go to this is called a word cloud. This is another graphic organizer that I use to talk to students about prompts of depth and complexity, which is what we use for differentiation in my classroom. I use these prompts to help students make connections across time, across disciplines, to make patterns, to find patterns in their learning. Um, a student who's doing a project or crossword puzzle in ancient India might say, what would we like to notice, or what should you notice when you look at where people settled in ancient India as compared to ancient Egypt and compared to ancient Mesopotamia? And the answer to that is that most people in those civilizations settled in river valleys. So river valleys would be the answer to the clue. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. That's my presentation of multiple ways of using visualizations and representations of content to engage student learning and give students choice in assessments. Thank you.